I promise that you won't want to miss this opportunity. One lucky winner will win the opportunity of a lifetime, including an all-inclusive trip to the RESHOEVN8R headquarters to meet the entire RESHOEVN8R team. Plus, you'll get to go home with a one-of-a-kind custom designed by you. On top of all that, you'll also win a ton of RESHOEVN8R products, from luggage to display cases and so much more. It gets better. You'll also get thousands of dollars in gift cards to our secret boutique Many Rolls and Guest List AZ. Entering is easy. Head over to RESHOEVN8R.com and gain 1 entry for every dollar you spend. Good luck, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Welcome back to another episode of Shoe Care Academy powered by RESHOEVN8R. My name's Nick, and today we're taking on these Travis Scott Phantom Jordan 1 lows using all of the RESHOEVN8R products you see here in front of us. So without further ado, let's elevate our shoe care together. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking us on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and in the comments of our YouTube videos to go ahead and clean these shoes for you. Now, these Travis Scotts released back in December, so we went ahead and picked this pair up off eBay. Now, these things are dusty, musty, crusty, nasty, greasy. I don't know, they stink like cigarettes. I don't know, took these through like some music festival out in the mud for 4th of July. I don't know what they did with them, but they are completely disgusting. So we're gonna get them all cleaned up today using a handful of RESHOEVN8R products. It's kind of a mixed material sneaker, but the majority of it's gonna be a premium Nubuck and Suede. And also it's got like this fabric, woolly, cottony kind of like interior material, but ain't nothing left to it but to get to it. So let's get this cleaning station set up and get to cleaning. We got our cleaning station all set up, so now we're gonna get right into it. For this, we're gonna be using the RESHOEVN8R Essential Kit, which includes your 4-ounce bottle of solution, all 3 of your brushes, soft, medium, stiff, microfiber towel, as well as the drying rack and bowl combo, our cleaning mat, and the adjustable shoe trees. Now, for video purposes, we only clean one shoe, which is usually the right shoe, so we're gonna get rid of the left shoe. Next step is gonna be removing these laces and inserting our adjustable shoe tree. Now that the shoe tree is inserted, I'm looking at this sneaker and I can see that it is covered and caked in a bunch of mud, dirt, I don't really know what it is. So I don't want to rub this all deep into the sneaker when I'm cleaning it with water and solution. So for that, I'm gonna take it outside and I'm just gonna dry brush it using our Soft Bristle Brush. I'm just gonna try to get all the top layer of stuff off prior to actually wetting the shoe, just to create a muddy, nasty mess. So let's head outside. Back from dry brushing, as you can tell, that made a drastic difference just in the overall appearance of this sneaker and also how dirty it actually looks. Before, I was pretty nervous, I guess you could say, about cleaning this up because of how much crud and dirt and grime was all over the top of the sneaker, but after dry brushing it, it actually doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna go ahead and drop these laces into the bowl of water for this entire duration so that way we can help get all this dirt and grime off of these. Next step we have to do is put 2 squirts of solution into our bowl of water and we're gonna get to cleaning. Now, since the sneaker is Suede and Nubuck, I'm going to be lightly wetting each panel of the sneaker, and I'm going to be cleaning the sneaker as evenly as possible to really reduce the risk of damaging any of the Suede or the Nubuck. I'm gonna start with a Soft Bristle Brush. It's our softest brush. This way we don't run any risk of damaging any of the materials on this sneaker. Now, I am noticing that this sneaker is bleeding a whole lot. At least I think it's bleeding because it is kind of like a black, darker blue, kind of purpley tinted color. It could be something that is all over the sneaker, but it's definitely something we're gonna have to be weary of and watch because I can see it all over the table as well and the brush that there's a bunch of darker material depositing onto the brush. But we're gonna keep cleaning. We're gonna hit the Soft Bristle Brush up on the tongue to help try to get this top layer of dirt off and keep going at it. Now, since the sneaker is Suede and Nubuck, as I've been going around it, I've only been lightly wetting each panel, and then I've been using the microfiber towel and pat drying it to try to get it as evenly dried as possible prior to letting this shoe sit outside in the sun to really dry out evenly. The biggest thing that you need to worry about whenever doing cleaning on Suede or Nubuck sneakers is really getting water damage on any of the material and really oversaturating it. You don't want this material to really sit wet for a long period of time. If you do get it wet, you want to just run a microfiber towel over it, pat dry it, get it dry so that way it can hopefully dry as evenly as possible, and then you can just reset the nap after it dries. The Soft Bristle Brush on the outside has done its thing. I've had to go over it 2 or 3 times all the way around the shoe We're gonna go ahead and start hitting the inside of this like fabric. For this, I'm gonna use the Soft Bristle Brush as well to really help flush out all of these darker staining all around the inside. Next, we're gonna move on to our Medium Bristle Brush. It's the next stiffest brush that's included in both the Essential Kit as well as the Signature Kit. You can also purchase them separately, all three in our 3-brush pack online at RESHOEVN8R.com. Now, the Medium Bristle Brush is kind of your all-purpose brush. It works great on almost all materials. You just need to be mindful of your more delicate ones because you do run the risk of damaging, fraying, and or pulling and snagging some of the materials. So what I would like to do normally is test it on an inconspicuous spot, maybe like on the heel or on the inside, to see if the brush is gonna do any damage to the material prior to actually wetting the brush and getting it into the sneaker. But for this, I'm only going to be using it right now currently on the midsole of the sneaker and maybe some of this Nubuck on the side, just because I can tell that the Soft Bristle Brush left a little bit of marking that didn't pick up from the Soft Bristle Brush. So I am going to use the Medium Bristle Brush on the Nubuck, but I do know that this brush will be okay on it because I've used it on other sneakers of the similar material, so I don't think it's gonna damage it at all. Also, I'm pretty sure it's gonna continue to bleed, so we're gonna see how bad it bleeds by looking at the color of this brush when we get done. All right, that's gonna do it for the Medium Bristle Brush, hitting the midsole, as well as some of the deeper staining on the areas of the sneaker that we went ahead and hit with the Medium Bristle Brush as well. Like I stated, you can see either A, the sneaker is extremely dirty, or this sneaker is bleeding really, really badly. I guess we'll find out once it dries. That's the purpose of doing these videos for you guys, so that way you can kind of learn with us as we clean these for the first time, so that way you don't run the risk of damaging or ruining your sneakers at home. Next, we're gonna grab our Stiff Bristle Brush. This is our stiffest brush that's included in all the kits as well as the 3-brush pack. You do not want to use this on any leathers, canvas, knits, suedes, nubucks, neoprenes, anything like that, because you do risk damaging the material. This is specifically done and only used for the outsoles of your shoes. So only use the Stiff Bristle Brush on the outsoles and some of the deeper staining around your rubber midsoles, and be very mindful of any painted surfaces, midsoles and outsole areas that you're using this brush on. That's gonna do it for the outsole and the Stiff Bristle Brush on these Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Phantoms. Next, we're gonna go ahead and clean these laces that have been sitting in the bowl of water this entire time, and then we'll take the shoe outside and let it dry. That wraps up cleaning these laces. Let's take the shoe and the laces outside to dry. And we're back. The shoe's been drying. It sat outside for a couple of hours in the Arizona sun. It's nice and dry, and suede is nice and crispy and toasty and everything else, so we're definitely gonna have to reset the nap. Looking at the sneaker, I can definitely see some very small issues and one large issue. First issue is going to be the stitching all along the midsole. As we were cleaning this sneaker, as I said a couple of times in the video, this thing was bleeding like crazy. At first, I didn't know if it was what was ever all over the top of the sneaker or if it was the actual suede and nubuck. I can definitely tell you now it was the suede and nubuck that was bleeding all over the place. All of the stitching around the midsole, as well as the stitching on the actual sneaker from the swooshes, heel cups, mud guards, vamps, everything else has all dyed black. Some of them are kind of like a grayish, silverish color. I don't know how much we're gonna be able to get this stitching back to white, just because the second you put any solution, water, or anything else on the suede material, the material is gonna bleed, so the stitching is gonna turn black again anyways. But on this midsole stitching here, I'm pretty sure we can get this using a small wire brush, some solution, and some compressed air. So we are gonna head over to our sneaker store next door called Mini World. They've got an air compressor and some cleaning solution and some brushes over there, and we will get this cleaned up. Let's go. Now for this, what we're gonna do is use a small wire brush, some solution, and some water. You're just gonna dunk the brush in the solution mixture, and you're just going to be ever so slightly scrub just on the stitching. And then after you scrub it, you're gonna use a towel to dry up any of the excess. And then we're gonna use the air compressor or some compressed air, you can get it in a can, to help blow out and flush out all of the solution and dye from this stitching. set it back. So that's gonna take care of the midsole stitching on this sneaker. Now off camera, I tried to clean up some of this white stitching around the shoe using a couple different methods. None of it really helped like I thought it was going to. When you're cleaning this shoe, just be very mindful of how wet you're getting each panel, because this material bleeds very, very heavily. Now for the next step, we're gonna be cleaning up the suede along the mud guard, the little eyelet area, plus this back heel cup area that has some darker marks as well as looks like some scuffs on them. For that, we're gonna be using the RESHOEVN8R Dry Suede Kit, which is going to include dry suede eraser and dry suede brush. For this, we're gonna take a dry suede eraser, we're just gonna move it around on some of the panels that have some of these scuffs and marks on it to try to get them to kind of lift up and pick back up. And then from that, we'll reset the nap using the dry suede brush. That's gonna wrap it up for the dry suede kit. I tried to get a lot of the glue marks all around the heel cup, as well as up here in the toe box area. They're not coming off as well as I would like them to, but they definitely look a lot better. We've used the suede brush and we've reset the nap all around the shoe. It's nice and soft again. It's no longer crunchy and all crispy, so that's looking good. Next, I wanna grab the medium bristle brush, which is included in the essential kit, and for that, I'm just gonna kind of brush inside the sock liner here to get it to look more like fluffy and kind of more volume like it does originally. After we washed the inside of the sock liner to really flush out this material, it really got kind of all matted up. So we're just gonna take the brush and just try to add some volume and life back into it. For that, we're gonna get rid of the shoe tree and just kind of brush around a couple different angles. Got this sock liner all back to a nice and soft, smooth texture, way better than that matty down, nasty looking sock liner that it was prior. Now this shoe did bleed a lot, as well as when we were resetting the nap, I noticed that a lot of the color was kind of coming out of this suede as we were brushing it. So for that, we're going to be using the RESHOEVN8R Mink Oil. This stuff is great for revitalizing the color back in your dyed sneakers, as well as conditioning any of your leather and Nubuck panels. It's really simple. You basically just take off the cap, spray a couple of coats, let it dry for a second, grab your soft bristle brush and just kind of brush it in just to help bring the life of your sneakers back after you've washed them, specifically if they've been dyed. So for that, we're just gonna take the Mink Oil and spray a couple sprays. As you can see, the Mink Oil brought this sneaker back to its original dark black color. Before, it was looking kind of faded and had a little bit of different of a hue to it. Now it looks nice and dark like it normally did right from the factory. Mink Oil is also good for leather materials as well, because it will condition the leather too. If it's a little bit older, dried, or even aged and cracking, it'll help revitalize that leather. So the next step I want to do is use the RESHOEVN8R water and stain repellent. Now this stuff is great because it will protect your sneakers for many, many days to come. For this, you typically want to spray in a well-ventilated area. Luckily for us, we're in a big studio, so we can spray it here inside. Keep the can a couple inches away and spray a couple light coats, let it dry, and then reapply. Usually you want to do anywhere between 3 to 5 coats on each shoe. And last but not least, Deodorizer. Again, I talked about this earlier in the video. Since we didn't put the sneaker in the wash and we only use the essential kit, I really want to help kind of deodorize this sock liner. It doesn't smell as bad as it did originally. It only has a little faint smell of cigarettes left, but to really help absorb and get rid of all that smell, we're going to use a deodorizing spray. A couple quick sprays inside the sneaker is all you need. Much better. And that's gonna bring us to an end on this cleaning of this Travis Scott Phantom Jordan 1 Low. Now to achieve these results yourself, you're gonna need a few things from RESHOEVN8R.com. To start off with, we used the cleaning mat. Again, this is a super absorbent cleaning mat that helps protect the surface that you're cleaning on and helps absorb all of the water and the dirt and the muck and the grime and everything else that you're cleaning your sneakers off of onto this mat. Super nice. Get done with it, wipe it off, or throw it in the wash when you're done like a regular towel. Comes out nice and clean and ready to use for the next time. We also used the RESHOEVN8R Drying Rack and Bowl Combo. This is an excellent place to put your water in solution, as well as keep your brushes nice and dry throughout the entire process of cleaning. And then when you're done, you can leave your brushes inside, fold it up, be done, and move on. It gives you a nice spot for storage. We also used RESHOEVN8R shoe trees. Now, RESHOEVN8R shoe trees are excellent when it comes to cleaning your sneakers because A, it helps give you a nice hard surface to scrub and get all the dirt and gunk out of the toe boxes, as well as helps reshape the form of the sneakers, as well as eliminates and alleviates creasing in your toe boxes. These are adjustable from anywhere from a size, I think 5 to a 13. Don't quote me on that, check the website. We also offer XL shoe tree bars, which will extend the shoe trees to even bigger sizes. Next, we used the RESHOEVN8R Dry Suede Kit. This helps get rid of any of those marks and deeper staining on the suede, as well as the brush helps reset the nap. The main product we used was the RESHOEVN8R Essential Kit. Now this kit includes everything you need to clean up to 50 pairs of shoes, including 4-ounce bottle of solution, microfiber towel, and all 3 of the brushes, soft, medium, and stiff. Now these products are gonna help you clean your sneakers, but we also protect them. One of the first products I used, Mink Oil. Now, Mink Oil is excellent to help revitalize and re-energize any dyed suede materials, as well as condition any of the leather materials that you have on your sneakers. It helps bring the life back to them, as well as protect them for future uses. Next, we went ahead and used RESHOEVN8R's Water and Stain Repellent. Now this is a force field for your sneakers. It helps protect them from the elements. If whoever owned these prior to us getting them had used this on their sneakers, they wouldn't look like this, and they would have cleaned up super duper easy. Last but not least, we used RESHOEVN8R's Deodorizing Spray. Now this is excellent to get rid of any of the overlaying smells that you may have in your sneakers. Also, for general usage, you get home, I keep this by my sneaker boxes, take my shoes off, spray 1 or 2 sprays in there, put them back in, and they smell great for years to come. Now, all of these products are available online at RESHOEVN8R.com. Make sure you use my link down below to help save yourself some money when you elevate your shoe care. Also, make sure you're subscribed, like, comment, share, favorite, and do all of the things on this video. We upload 2 videos weekly. Monday, Vic's Customs and Restorations, and every Thursday with another episode of Shoe Care Academy, where we help you improve the life of your shoes and help you feel great. Again, my name is Nick. Thanks for hanging out throughout this video. Hopefully it's been beneficial to you and you learned something new. Other than that, have a great day.